Welcome, and thank you for joining for another whiskey review. Today, we're going to take a look at the Hazelburn 12, November 17th, 2022 vintage, Dustin. As always, Oloroso, first fill sherry, 9,000 total bottles. We were super impressed with the last year's 15-year-old.
15 was...
So we got a couple of these 12s. This one here, backup for me, backup for you. Multiple backups for you, probably.
I cannot confirm or deny the number of bottles I purchased.
He sent me pictures. They were great pictures. All right.
Things have changed since those pictures.
Hazelburn, again, first full sherry, if I didn't say this before, comes in an ABV of 49.9.
Kind of low on this one.
It is, especially for being 12 years old.
Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, I think last year's was 54 at 15.
Yeah, Hazelburn, unpeated whiskey from everyone's favorite Campbelltown.
Triple distilled and unpeated.
Springbank, as Dustin mentioned, triple distilled. Look at that beautiful color. Natural,
That is it's a lighter color than the 15 as you would probably expect given the ABV and the age.
Still dark, though.
Still beautiful color.
Does
that not just smell amazing? So the 15 was like leathery, dark earthiness, Dunnage Warehouse. This is all lively.
Yeah, fresh, aromatic, juicy plums and dark fruits.
Yeah, I mean this is so vibrant and lively. I mean,
walk
just
through the vineyard at high noon.
Raisins, but it's like it's like a white raisin kind of a thing.
Man, so many dark fruits. I mean, raisins, yes. Dates,
plums for sure. Dates, yeah. More on the raisin and date side though.
Sugars.
Dude, there's so much brown sugar on this. Another note I don't really bring out a lot of times. I think it just sort of lump it in with other stuff. But this is distinctly brown sugar.
Yes. Yeah. Sugar in the raw. You can throw a little bit of that in there too.
Oh yeah. That was great marketing, by the way.
Yeah, of course it was.
We're gonna raise the prices and do less work. Brilliant. Oh man. Yeah, I mean you do get the Springbank Hazelburn malt, that sort of sweet vanilla cookie kind of thing going on. It's there.
So clean.
It's crystal clean.
Crystal clean. Sugary clean.
Which makes it surprising you get the malt so distinctly, even though we're talking about, a very, very aggressive casking.
It's like drinking a high sugary soda through a straw made completely out of sugar.
Dude, on the end of the finish, it is just straight up milk chocolate. Like, I mean, like literally, like you made chocolate milk, and it was good milk chocolate. Maybe hot chocolate. Maybe it's more of a hot chocolate.
I feel like smelling this add to my sugar total for the day.
Yeah. If you have diabetes, you may need an insulin shot right now as we go through this.
You know how I usually like my coffee? I need to smell this. I wouldn't even put sugar on top of it. My goodness. I
mean, when you first get into it, it's such a rich, high quality sherry, and this is how I like my sherry. We've talked about how good that
beautiful casks.
Yeah, we've talked about how good that Bunnahabhain 12 cask strength was, but that's an earthy, dirty kind of a sherry cask. This is clean and fruity sherry.
More clean than fruity, but yes.
I agree with the order there too. Yeah.
Just beautiful, like milk chocolate Oloroso smell.
I get a beautiful, vibrant fruit up front, though. I mean, it's so vibrant. I mean, it's just right off the vines or whatever.
These Hazelburns have been excellent, these Olorosos, the last couple of years.
So good, man. For 12-year whiskey to nose this well, like there's nothing on here on this nose that wouldn't make me think 20-year-old sherry cask. Like,
what's this, $150?
$180 after tax. So worth it. And I think the price was actually a little marked up. Dude, totally worth it. Oh my god. I mean, this is legitimately one of the best nosing sherry whiskeys I can think of. And to be 12 years old and do this is just incredible. And it does it without, like, super depth, super age notes. It does it with just perfection at a 12-year. Like, it's just flawless.
Sugar, rich milk chocolate. So many chocolates now. Ferrero Rocher, chocolate with caramel inside. You're right, with brown sugar specifically, raisins, dates, figs, leather, like every old brown leathery thing you can think of. is in here. Furniture polish with raisins and dates.
Yeah.
And sugar.
I mean, it's definitely younger than the 15. It doesn't have as many old notes, but it does have those notes that make you... I mean, the 15 could have drank like a 25-year-old whiskey in some ways. This drinks only like 20. Shucks.
Yeah.
But this drinks like 20-year-old. I mean, this drinks like a good Glendronach single cask in a lot of ways. It doesn't have that coal note. I mean, it's missing a few things.
Maybe I'll tell you what.
What?
The cocoa, like milk chocolate note in this thing is just... Whew. It's so smooth.
But then you get some nice earthiness, a little bit of charcoal and coal, kind of. Not like a Glendronach one, but like a... There's some earthiness on the finish.
Maybe a little bit of wood chips, a little bit of scorched earth wood chips there.
Yeah, I mean, just... Man, it's beautiful.
Sort of a beef tips in a restaurant, maybe.
Yeah, no, I mean, everything about this is just really nice.
Tad bit of soy.
With the water, you're right, there's a hint of soy sauce, which I kind of like on a whiskey. I know some people don't.
That's about as dirty as this one gets, though.
And that's it's a hint.
Light hint.
Yeah, but just,
Easily missed. Easily covered up if that's not your thing.
If we weren't trying to dig into this for the review, I wouldn't have even thought of that.
What's there? I love that sugar. I don't really often times get the cookie note with this one, but good Lord, that sugar note is just...
The cookie's just barely there.
Like I said, it's almost like drinking a soda. Like
It's more toasted vanilla.
through a vanilla straw, or through a sugar straw.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it doesn't have a ton going on. It's, only got 4 or 5 things happening, but man, they're all super nice. Great viscosity.
See, for me, what I think is going on here that makes it so good is that you say 4 or 5 things, but it's like it's this chocolate and it's that chocolate, and it's every single possible flavor between the two.
What did I say? The Ferrero Rocher with like the filled center.
So like, while you're like, well, if I just say chocolate, it sounds simple, but it's like there's just these slight layers of chocolate. When I say vanilla, there's layers of vanilla. It's your French vanilla, it's your standard vanilla, and then like it's an aged vanilla. It's like it's all of them. When we say there's a little bit of spice, yeah, but somehow they found there's different cinnamon groves and they're giving different notes. I don't know.
Yeah, they made what are pretty much simple and straightforward notes extremely complicated.
Yeah.
In the best way.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, there's nothing. Here's the other thing, Mike. This does not nose or taste or feel like it's under 50%. You could have told... This has the mouthfeel and the viscosity and the nose and the richness of 55, 58% whiskeys.
I'll tell you what, sometimes I feel like they save their best sherry casks, this distillery, for their Hazelburns. Mm-hmm. I mean, this is just a flawless cask. Like, you're getting nothing bitter, nothing tannic. Like, when you say all the chocolates, but the dark bitter chocolates.
Yeah, it's not dark bitter, no.
You know what I mean?
The 15 has some dark bitter, this one doesn't.
No, like, it's just all the good, sweet milk chocolates.
Yeah.
Like
creamy milk chocolate. Yeah.
Right. Dove candies and just...
Is
it a solid? Yeah. Is it a liquid? I don't know.
We've become fans of the new Springbank 15s that have been darker. We think they're really solid. Took a little while for those to grow on me. But this is what sherry's supposed to be, man.
Yeah.
Oh, when you say fresh sherry, this is what I want every time.
Because it just... I think part of it's probably being triple distilled, of course, but when you say the word fresh, that just so encompasses just as such an umbrella to this entire experience. Fresh sherry.
This drink's fresh.
Yeah, just a beautiful, light, airy spirit.
Yeah, I mean,
it does have density to it.
Yeah, I wonder if they are using different casks. These casks remind me of that 19-year-old single cask we reviewed. Obviously, that Springbank was better whiskey, but the sherry notes are very reminiscent of that. And Springbank hasn't used this kind of sherry on anything else in the last few years.
Earlier I said, it's a light, airy spirit, but there's, some density to it. Mm-hmm. That's not an easy trick to pull off. It smells light and airy, but then, when you take it, you can feel that density on the palate.
Even on the nose, I mean, it's as beautiful as it is, it's got power, it's got depth, it's got oomph.
We're liking this whiskey.
God, I like this whiskey.
We're liking this whiskey.
I mean, it's just so good. So sweet and actually almost vanilla-like up front, too, now with water.
White chocolate, I was going to say.
White chocolate, that worked, yeah.
I think it's going all the way to white chocolate on the one end. I was just going to say I like her. Here's where we're at. Highland Park 25 white chocolate, man.
The funky, oaky It's like aged raspberry that's been ground up in oak.
There is something red.
On the finish,
There is like a red.
it's so
berry.
good.
You know, and it's so weird what it does to the funk with this one because it's a triple distillate or maybe it's something they do different than the cask maturation, but it's like you have a cousin that, is a dirty guy, right? Mm-hmm. And man, shaves for the first time in 4 years. You put a suit on him, he combs his hair, and you're like, oh, you got a nice head of hair. You're not a bad looking guy. Like, you clean up nice.
Yeah.
This cleans up funk nice.
Yeah.
Such good whiskey. All right. We've gloated enough. Dustin, where are you at as far as a whiskey score on this one?
I feel so weird giving a score like this to a 12-year-old whiskey, but Mike, I'm going to stop short and just give it a 91. I was debating 92. I like it that much. I mean, it's not that there's nothing wrong with this. Everything is wonderful about this whiskey.
Yeah, I mean, I was back and forth between two numbers. I'm going to go with the higher of the two numbers.
Everything about this is just awesome.
This is definitely the best whiskey we've had today. And I'm going to give it a 90 because there's just absolutely, I mean, we gave, the 15 and 91 last year?
Yeah.
Yeah, we gave it a 91. I mean, this isn't quite that whiskey, but it ain't far off. And it does a couple other things that I like pretty well.
I've had them side by side, Mike, and I might actually like this one more.
See, there's some of the range of chocolates I like a lot in this one.
The other one's darker, it's earthier,
Yeah.
It's got more age, and it's got more ABV, but this one actually drinks every bit as...
We need to compare them. Well, that's what we do.
I finished that bottle off. I have to crack a new one open.
Yep, I got one too.
Yeah.
But
backups.
Yeah, but no, I'm right there. So initially I was thinking like when I first started smelling, like at least an 88. Like I came to that conclusion quick, and I was like, oh, I'm an 89 here. But after I went through with water the different range of chocolates, and I got all the way to white chocolate, I'm like, it doesn't do a lot of things, but those things that it does super well, and it does 4 things really well.
That vibrant upfront initial nosing where the super fruity and it's like fresh fruits from a dark, heavy Oloroso sherry cask, to me, is unique to this whiskey. I've never had anything do it quite this well.
God, I love this.
To do that and then to just do the rest of this, it's freaking unbelievable.
They've always been this good. I don't remember them being this good.
Yes.
The last 2 years, it feels like they've really stepped it up.
Honestly, the 2020 I thought was as good. You poo-pooed on it, but I think it was just because we were at Keith's house and you were just trying to give him crap.
Sounds like something I do. Anyway, those are our thoughts on the whiskey. I'd like to know what you guys think if you had a chance to try this one. Dustin, until next time, what do you wish the folks?
Happy? My glass is empty already for drinking.
See you then.